So just for the record, this is for assignments, interview time, conversing with someone who didn't have all the apps we have today. And I have Miss Christina with me. And first question was life better before Facebook and Instagram? And your response was,
It was before I realized you just called me old, but okay. Well, yeah, it's a two-edged sword. On one hand, Facebook and Instagram takes away the personal aspect of a relationship because you can look on Facebook, you can look on Instagram to get all the information, and because I do it all the time.
yeah.
I'm a family stalker on Facebook and Instagram. I don't post, but I do see my family, what's going on with them. Whereas if I didn't have Facebook and Instagram, I would call more. We would, I think, have more family events, family functions. We don't have to do that personal time because we can just go online and look it up.
That's my point of view on it too. But it's just people don't. I guess I don't know. In a way, I see how I can bring other people closer to each other. Like it's easier. Like I have family in Central America, and it's like it's so much easier now to reach them,
Mm-hmm.
to video chat with them and stuff like that. But I can definitely tell you that the social part of the socializing isn't there anymore.
Yeah.
Question number 2 says, "How was life better before Facebook and Instagram?" So I'm guessing pretty much what you had said.
Yeah,
Like you
I
got
kind
the
of answered both of them.
social aspect and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How do you feel now that these things are here? How do you feel like has it improved outside of like taking away the fact that it does have like a double-edged purpose? What do you feel has been the positive aspect of it?
Well, honestly, finding out what's going on in the world is a lot. It happens a lot quicker because you have these things. But like you said, the family that are in other states, other countries, that you would normally not get to, you wouldn't know what's going on with them because everybody has their own lives as you grow up. I have family in Texas that I don't have to necessarily go to Texas, which again takes away the personal aspect, but at the same time, I can actually see their kids grow up without actually being there. So,
That's true. This next question says, "How was the communication changed before the invention and widespread launch of the internet?" So, how do you feel about that? Like before, and the internet itself was created, how do you feel interactions or communication wise?
I don't know if this is what you're asking, but I know as an example, my granddaughter, she would have probably paid more attention to books and things like that. Well, I mean, she's smart as a whip due to being able to have access
To
to
the technology.
the technology. Yes, but as far as even her personally interacting, or the mommy daughter, the granddaughter, I don't get that attention I would get if there was no internet.
I can recall a time before the internet. Uh, I remember the first computer I ever saw was a little box, a little white box with the green screen and
Yeah,
a huge floppy disk,
yeah,
and there was no internet. There was only phone. So I remember I was talking to Cynthia the other day, and she mentioned that once upon a time she worked for Pacific Bell, and that name like rang my head like loudly because I remember Pacific Bell. They're like only the biggest telecommunications or just phone company here.
yeah. My aunt retired from Pacific Bell.
And I was telling Cynthia that was a name you never thought would expire. And I remember before you can make collect calls, but they were so expensive. Like you would only do that at a special occasion, someone's birthday, so on and so forth. So in that aspect, um, yeah, I remember that. So I remember
Yeah.
that it felt more genuine because it's like you would literally pay to speak to someone you love.
Yeah, it was a joke, a thing on was it TV, whatever it was. It made a collect call. Add a baby, it's a boy. They were trying to get the message out with a minimal cost.
So it's like they were just giving
Trying
keywords.
to
I
hurry
imagine.
up. Yeah.
The next question says, how have the younger generations evolved from when you were a kid due to the increase and evolution of digital technology?
Well, again, like my granddaughter, she's very advanced at 6 years old. I mean, to do on her phone, she She doesn't have a personal TikTok, but her mom lets her do one for family, and she knows how to put all the filters on there. And I mean, she's my son took her phone a year ago, but she had a phone at 3. She's been able to get in my phone since she was, yeah. Kids are yeah, they're very smart.
How about what about your childhood? What could you recall about your childhood in comparison of today? How do you feel like you would have reacted to your grandmother the way in your interaction with your grandmother in comparison to her kind of interaction with you?
Okay, well, I can say it was a lot more board games, which I'm still in the Stone Age because they're all on my entertainment center, all my board games.
Those things
And
are
I
so
actually
great.
played with,
I still play those too.
yeah, so she wants me to get on her. I don't even know what the darn thing. She has a tablet. I don't even know. They're making houses and building things, but on the
It might be
internet.
like some kind of Ville, like they have Farmville and all this other stuff.
Yeah, but it's not Farmdale. But yeah, it's very different because it was actually like it's hands on. Everything was hand cooking. Well, she will cook with me, so I can't say that.
Okay.
But they even have those things on the internet where you're cooking, and I'm like, that's not cooking, you know. But yeah, my grandmother was a lot older, so it wasn't a lot of playtime. She had, yeah, it was a lot of us.
Is
So.
always either chores or learning a life skill or
Yes.
it's understandable. That's how my
yes,
grandmother
yes.
was too.
Studying and yeah.
The next question says, how have younger generations been hindered when compared to when you were a kid due to the increase in evolution of digital technology? So, what would be the negative aspect of you feel like they have all this advancements today? How do you feel like they missed out on? Like compared to your childhood, what do you feel like they missed out on a lot?
If the electricity went out or the internet crashed, they would not be able to find their way anywhere. They wouldn't be able to do the research because they wouldn't know how to go to a book or to a library and look up anything because you go to Google and do it. It does it for them. That's where it I would definitely say that's a problem. Yeah.
I agree. I used to have to go to the library whenever I needed to find research. I still had the advantage of technology, but at that time the internet didn't have everything, so I would literally have to look up stuff if I really needed it.
Well, just for the record, I actually had internet too when I was in school. I'm not that old.
Boo! How how might we use the increasing use of apps as tools to help current young generations evolve? So how do you feel like this technology can help? What are the how do you feel like it could be used right? If you had a say in it and you could say, this is my educational plan, at least for your either children or grandchildren. Let's say you had that choice. How would you apply them? How do you think they'd be useful?
I think, well, for one, I think even with jobs, it makes job search a lot easier. With school, you do have, unfortunately, even though it works for you, you do have the resources that you wouldn't. So in some cases, people can't afford with having the internet because most of the information is free. You know, you don't have to get on a bus to get there. You don't have to. It's right there at your fingertips.
That's
You
true.
know, even with school, you can online classes. That was definitely not a thing. You know.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, it was probably still around when I first started college, but I didn't even know about it. To me, that was insane.
Yeah.
I felt like, to me, I felt a little detached, and I did struggle in the beginning. Then I got used to it. But I still personally, if I had a choice, I like the human interaction
Yeah.
because I feel like learning something from somebody in person just sticks better. Like I feel like when someone's even telling you and giving you gestures and stuff, it sticks better in your head.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's all of my questions. I honestly thought this was going to be a lot more lengthy, but it
Well,
isn't.
I'm sorry.
No, I was enjoying myself. I think that was her point. Professors are quick and witty. Thank you, Miss Christina.
No
Appreciate
problem.
you, and that's it.
Right.